talked about bringing more balance to the game. What defensive adjustments do you think he'll consider?
Remove the corner 3.
Extend it or remove it?
Remove it.
How can we get rid of the
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
How could we do
Make
that?
offense worse. Remove the corner 3. You see where you got the arc. That's it. There's no corner 3.
You just stop. Yeah, you just stop the line. You just cut off the line and say that's where the 2.
Terrible. That's
the way they would make the 4-point line, just the arc. Make that the 3-point line, just the arc. No corner 3s.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's terrible.
If you want
why is that terrible?
If you want offense to be,
why is that terrible? That's just why I'm saying, because it doesn't make any sense to do it. That's why it's terrible.
Why does
it does make sense to do. It will remove the offense's ability to, the normal spacing rules the offenses go by. Why we're just gonna have a PJ Tucker or somebody to stretch the floor, just sit in the corner. Now you can do that for the same spacing. It just won't be for 3 points. It'll be for 2 points.
Yeah, so that changes just changes the whole offense. That changes the whole game. Like when you're running a fast break, right? And you got people run to the corner to space the floor. They run to that corner and they space the floor. They space the floor because it's a 3. Like if I'm running there,
now they run to the
so now they run to the wing, or they can still run to that corner and it'll just be a 2.
No,
you're shortening the space.
So look, you're allowed to make that space because that's a 3-point shot. So now you have to space out the defense. It just changes the whole. It changes all types of offensive schemes, everything when you're running. Because it takes the corner out of the basketball. That's not. That's just.
But I'm saying, we ever since we had the 3-point line, Ox, we've had that.
Okay, Ox, that literally what you're saying is the point. We want to.
Yeah, but why would you want that?
Because we want to find a way not to
want to make offense.
Yeah, we want to make offense at least harder. We want to change something about how teams are running offenses to favor the defense. Back in the day, we talked about it watching that damn All-Star game on playback. Do you not remember? Oh, all those guys are at the paint and it's harder to get to the paint because of less spacing. Okay, if the NBA is too spaced out, is too much space. Okay, remove some of the damn space.
But I'm saying we shouldn't hinder the offense. We should take the shackles off the defense.
How do you take the shackles off?
In the corner?
How do you take the shackles off the defense without impacting the offense in some way? What rule does that?
But see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, Damo. I don't have to make offensive rules like shortening the court or whatever, however you explain that. But instead allow. What, Mars? What?
Just remove the corner.
I think
that's just crazy because we can just easily allow these guys to play more of a physical style of defense all over the court. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We can allow defense to actually touch the offense without blowing a whistle, as opposed to just not allowing you to shoot 3s in the corner. Like that just changes the whole game.
Who do we think?
Hold on, sorry. Can I now ask, if we're allowing players to be more physical offensive players, does that not hinder the offense in some way? Now that defenders are able to be more rough and physical with you, if they're not capable of guarding you, they can just get rough with you.
That's my point. My point, Damo, is that you can do that without changing the whole game. What I'm saying is, if you take out that corner 3, that changes all the schemes. So I'm saying we can make it a better brand. It might not be what you guys consider a better brand, but to me, we can make a better brand of basketball if we allow the defense to actually touch people. That's not changing the offensive rules. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to change the offensive rules, like where you're allowed to go and what counts for what. But it's still gonna be a difference, Damo. We don't got to change up the whole offense to do that, though.
Understand, Damo, that when you're talking about the corner long ball, like teams run offenses because of the corner long ball. That's a part of their offense. So if you take that out, that now means that I have to change my offense, as opposed to if you keep and I understand that you're trying to get an advantage for the defense, but I mean I'm going to shorten the lane because the big man is or guard. I can't just don't things like that. I think you do something completely different. I should be able to close
the lane when bigs were too dominant in the paint.
They did do that, right? They did.
Well, no one had a problem with it. I don't know about back in the 50s.
Back then, I'm sure that they did have a problem with it. The point that I'm making is that when you take something like that out of the game, you completely dismantle what a team is trying to do, whether it's offensively, whether it's defensively. You completely do that. And I mean, I understand that we want to make more advantages for the defense, but something like that, there's some way that we can do something when it comes to the defense where I could close out better, where I can be. That's not to say that guys can't be more. That's not to say that guys aren't physical today, because I feel like guys are physical. I think that's overblown, the logic that guys aren't physical and you can't touch guys, because you can put your hands on guys. We had that. You just can't clothesline guys like the Detroit Pistons was doing, but you can put your hands on guys. The point is that I think that we shouldn't have to take away from the defense. We shouldn't have to take away from the offense completely in order to do something like that. I think that taking the corner three out of the game, that throws a monkey wrench in what we're trying to do. Yes. You want to take away the corner three, and in the process of you taking away the corner three, which is a part of the offense, and spacing, which is a part of the offense and spaces the floor, we don't have to completely get rid of that to help the defense. There's other ways to help the defense.
Okay, and I think that's the best way. I spoke about this corner three thing for a while. I've been speaking about this.
This is the first time I've heard y'all say this.
I've been. First of all, teams can have bad shooters like a Bilal Coulibaly, even though you guys wanted to tell me he wasn't that bad. Bad shooters: Bilal Coulibaly, Matisse Thybulle, Isaac Okoro, Jared Vanderbilt, and they will stand in the corner, and they might shoot 33%. Let's say 33%. That's about 1 point per possession. If you make that a 2, that's now 0.7 points per possession. One of the most efficient shots you can get in a half-court offense is free throws, obviously, layups, and corner threes. The league average for corner threes is 39.3%, somewhere in that range. If teams got corner threes, that would equal a 118 offensive rating. That's how efficient a corner three is. Now, if you make them shoot 39% and they're all 2s, that's a 0.8. So a 80 offensive rating. That means there's a 40 point per 100 possession difference from corner threes versus no corner threes. Offenses will get exponentially more inefficient if you take away the corner three. Then you know what that does? You don't have people who can hide in the corners. PJ Tucker, no Bruce Bowens. People who aren't shooters but who can space the floor and get the extra value of a point because they can shoot from one spot. Now,
what's wrong with that, Mars? What's wrong with that?
They're not good offensive players providing elite offensive value because of the corner 3-point shot being shorter. Now they don't provide that value.
What's wrong with having a corner?
Now you want to have better offensive players on the floor. Not sure. I mean, I'm not arguing. I'm not
keep
saying
going, Mark.
Remove
keep going, Mark. I'm listening.
But now you have actual viable offensive threats who either can shoot above the break threes, which is the most difficult threes in the game, top of the key above the break. So you have those. Yeah. So you got the real shooters taking good shots. And then now you got more space to work in inside the arc. And now defense doesn't have to rotate to the corner every play. So defenses don't have hard rotations to make because they don't have to go run people off the line in the corner, because that's what they do now. Because the corner is the most valuable three, they have to run people off the corner. Then you collapse your defense, you're in rotation. Now you don't have to do that because it's not worth an extra point. So even if they shoot 50% from there, it's not as valuable as someone shooting 40% on above the break threes. So now defenses have something they can give away. In today's game, there's nothing defenses can give away. That's why they settle for allowing teams to take mid-range jumpers, because that's the least efficient shot in basketball. Now there's nothing for defenses to live with. Now there is something for defenses to live with. They can live with someone getting a shot in the corner.
Mid-range shot still one of the most valuable shots in like high leverage situations in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's why I say the analytics only works in a broad spectrum. Right. When you crunch it down to crunch time in the clutch.
I know there's a reason why Boston might not win.
Yes, exactly. And I've been saying this for so long. The analytics game works.
They got no mini shield.
The moment where possessions mean more, field goal percentage beats true shooting. I've always said that. The moment you get to where it's only 2 possessions, as long as you can make shots, it doesn't matter where the shot comes from. As long as you can make shots. I've always been saying that. But in a general broad spectrum, you can live with corner shots now because they're only worth 2. The best shooters are going to be the only ones actually shooting threes instead of having non-shooters space the floor from corner threes. Now you only have the Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Luke Kennards of the world, Grayson Allen. They're going to be shooting above the break threes. You get the good shooters actually shooting, and there's no place to hide bad shooters. So now you have better offensive players on the court to make up for the differential in corner threes. Now defenses don't have to rotate to the corner, so it makes offense have to be better. You can't have bad offensive players on the floor now and hide them in the corner. And defenses have it easier because they don't have to rotate to the corner. Win-win.